evolving education for a changing world. Expand your career opportunities and earn an MBA from University of Cincinnati Online Lindner College of Business. Designed for busy professionals, UC Online MBA is flexible, personalized, and supports students from application all the way through graduation. Get the world-class degree you deserve without sacrificing work or family commitments. Apply now at online.uc.edu/MBA.
This is a CNA podcast.
Now open your wardrobe and be honest. How much clothing do you actually wear in your closet? Do all your clothes look pretty much the same, whether it be 20 pairs of jeans or 10 identical white t-shirts or 15 pairs of sneakers? Do you go out shopping and even though you didn't love anything, you felt the need to bring something home to prove your trip wasn't wasted? If that sounds like you, don't worry, you're not alone. Hello and welcome to the Climate Conversations. I'm your host, Julie Yoo. Join me as I get personal with the people driving real change and sustainability. In a shopper's paradise like Singapore, it's safe to say that we've all been guilty of using just a fraction of our wardrobe while the rest don't see the light of day and throwing out old clothes once they go out of style. A survey involving 1,000 Singaporeans revealed that we buy 34 pieces of new clothing on average and dispose of 27 items within 12 months, which means for almost every item we buy, we throw away another, resulting in almost 21,000 dumpster trucks worth of textile waste a year. And in fact, if you line them all up, that's enough to cover almost a third of the entire MRT track network. But over the years, Singapore has seen a small but strong ecosystem of people and organizations that want to do better. My guest stands out in this space. She's Jasmine Tuan, the co-founder of Cloop, a circular fashion initiative with a mission to close the fashion loop in Singapore by keeping good fashion pieces circulating within the community. Jasmine, welcome to the Climate Conversations.
Thanks for having me.
So you were arguably one of Singapore's first fashionistas. You used to be at the center of the party scene, also a founder of a few fashion labels. But knowing what you do now, it's hard to believe what you used to be, as you've openly admitted, a shopaholic, a hoarder, and collector. So tell us, at your peak, how often and how much were you spending on fashion and clothes?
I have no budget, which is a very dangerous thing. Back in the days, I have like a dozen credit cards. I don't encourage people to max out. There's no limit. I was a little bit out of control. From your independent designers, from high street to high end, or edgy designers that no one heard of. I'll be like buying this, and that. I bought so much that my mom and my ex-boyfriends has to beg me to stop buying. The moment I started making my own income, I will buy whatever I want because I can. I work hard and I should buy stuff to make me happy. So that was the mindset I had before. And I'm sure some of you can relate to that.
So when was the moment you realized you couldn't sustain this kind of lifestyle anymore and that you needed to change? I mean, was there a trigger or was it just a gradual realization?
It's really a series of unfortunate events, but it's actually a good thing for me. So I had a retail store and it doesn't help because I started shopping in my own shop.
Wow.
And 5 years in the business, it had to close abruptly because we couldn't sustain the rent. And then all of a sudden, I was left with a lot of time and a lot of clothes. This is when I start to question myself. And a little bit before the closure of the shop, I had a near-death experience. Yeah, I almost drowned in a trip in Krabi. Then I started asking myself a lot of questions like, what is the purpose of life? What is the purpose of my life? And is it about working hard and spending all the money on shopping and then trying to sell them and then take the money to buy more?
I see.
And am I supposed to die as just a consumer and that's it? Are we built to shop and stop?
So that's how you just sort of kickstarted on your journey to find your eco-balance, would you say?
I had a job opportunity in Malaysia. So I just had to downsize my life because I know I cannot bring my home wardrobe with me. And then 2 years in Malaysia, I didn't change. 2016 to 2017, I didn't change. But I met a Zero Waste Malaysia group, end of 2017. And this is when I first came across this term called zero waste. I'm like, what the heck is that? What is zero waste? And how is it possible to achieve zero waste, right? Surely there's everything around us is some sort of packaging. So then I started exploring this concept about this 5R concept. Other than recycling, there's actually refuse, reduce, reuse before recycling and rot or compost the rest. So I dedicate my life in 2018 to just apply these concepts into my own lifestyle and change.
Wow.
And that is the change that I know I've been looking for.
I'm sure it wasn't an easy road, though. How tough was it to make that sort of radical lifestyle change?
That's the right word, radical. So I added one more R in front of that 5R. I rethink and I take it as a challenge. And I'm a creative. So it's like, okay, I got a design brief. I will take up the challenge and find alternative solutions to my lifestyle. Yeah, whether it is from beauty to fashion, I also committed to zero shopping on fast fashion items.
I see. So after you found your eco-balance, you started a clothes swapping organization called Cloop.
Yep.
In September 2020. Tell us a little about Cloop, and starting with that unique name.
Yeah, so that happened also thanks to Malaysia. Because as I was committed to zero shopping on fast fashion, I was so ready to wear the same clothes for the rest of my life. Until the founder of Zero Waste Malaysia brought me to 2 fashion swap events. Oh, that's a game changer, man. Because all I need to bring is 5 good items and I can bring home up to 20 even. So when I came back to Singapore, thanks to the pandemic, instead of waiting for someone to do it, might as well just do it, right? So then Cloop happened. Actually, the original Cloop founder is Cindy and Ying. They had a great name already. I call myself My Zero Waste Wardrobe, which is quite a mouthful.
It is.
We were doing about the same thing. And then when we came together, they have some inventory and I have collected some inventory from friends. And we decided the fastest way to move the inventory is through swap. Because swappers just need to bring 5 good items and they can bring home 10.
Wow, match made in heaven.
Yeah, it's really timely. And we have to give credit to our designer who designed Cloop logo. He came up with this name because we really want to close the fashion loop. So Cloop.
I see. It's so smart.
Yeah.
So take us back to the very first clothes swapping event that you organized. What did you learn?
Wow. I have to tell you that happened really by accident, coincidence. What did I learn? We organized our first clothes swap in 2 weeks' time when we meet and then we decided to move our inventory. The clothes swap happened in 2 weeks' time. We worked so hard pushing the message and everything and we have 10 sign up.
Were you expecting more?
A little bit, but I'm a very positive person. I'm not sure if you can sense it.
Oh,
but
absolutely can.
I always see that silver lining. So we ended up talking to a lot of walk-ins instead. So we share with them what we do, and our first swapper that signed up become our volunteer now.
Hi, I'm Stephen Chia, and I host the new season of our podcast, Heart of the Matter. Join me in getting right to the heart of the headlines as we speak with experts and newsmakers to delve deep into the most talked about news developments. Look out for our episodes wherever you get your podcasts.
For those of us who are not so used to this concept of swapping clothes, how effective a solution is it for people who want to stop shopping for new clothes but still want to stay fashionable and not lose their personal style?
I found this solution actually for myself.
Ah.
I get to enjoy fashion in the most sustainable way through swapping. Also, it helps me to let go because remember, I was also a hoarder.
Right.
I have stuff from 20 years ago that I hold on to, but through swapping, I give it away and I see it sparks joy in other people's life. And I get better stuff too. My wardrobe actually got better in terms of the brands that come in that I have. My things got better. And really, it's my zero waste wardrobe now. Nothing goes to waste. 80% are from Cloop and the rest of the 20% are things that I already have from before that I still love and I still use it.
But as good as all it sounds, changing our relationship with what we wear can't be done overnight, right? I mean, there are those who may feel uncomfortable about wearing clothes someone else have worn, especially post-pandemic with concerns about hygiene and sanitation. What are some of the stubborn perceptions that continue to exist?
The only misconception that people have about swapping is that it's one-to-one swap.
Ah.
But ours is not. You can bring just 5 minimum and you can bring home 10 because we want you to take home more.
So is there's enough supply? Is that what you're saying?
There is more than enough supply. You want to come down to my storage?
Oh, absolutely. I'll definitely check it out.
Our room is just filled with donations that we need to look through one by one. The inventory just keep coming because we produce more than 150 billion garments each year. So then we need to also catch up with the rapid fashion. We have to move the inventory fast.
Okay, so now that you're in a position to encourage others to take part in this zero waste movement, what do you think is the best way to communicate with non-greenies, so to speak? And then I wonder if it helps that you used to be at the other end of the spectrum.
So empathy helps because I know it's not easy. I know the temptation is real. The moment you step into Orchard Road, everybody is calling you to buy them. And then the phone, you can't run away from your phone. So I actually have 7 tips I curb shopping entirely. And I share that through talks, workshops.
Please share with us right here.
Well, first thing first, just do not enter. Really. Do yourself a favor. Do not enter the shop. Why set yourself up for failure if you know you'll be tempted? And you're wasting time, money to browse, to try, and then you pay. And then you bring the item home feeling guilty because you know that I already have enough. Why do I buy one more item? And you think you save 70% or 30% when there's a sale, but you save 100% when you don't buy anything,
true.
right? Yeah, so don't set yourself up for failure. Do something that doesn't cost you. I spend time in nature. I don't spend time in malls. And finally, just in the phone, do not click. Because the moment you click on one item, you will see like gazillion banners telling you to buy them and whatnot. So what I do, I print screen. I print screen and I put all my favorite things in a Pinterest album of ones. So I have my virtual wardrobe and it's free of charge.
Wow, that's some great tips there. Thank you so much, Jasmine. And you're also looking at recycling. You've launched a couple of textile recycling bins across Singapore. Where can we find them? And tell us more about the service.
This is so exciting. So initially, before we met our ISO certified recycler, we can only accept clean and good condition fashion items. Don't pass us all your old dirty laundry and stuff. So we can circulate through swap and resale, right? But now we can accept clothes, bags, shoes, and household linen, household item like toys, towels, pillows in any condition. Thanks to my recycler. So we launched the Cloop recycling bin in July 2022. The first one, of course, is at City Sprout, where we sprouted. The second one is at Standard Chartered Changi Business Park.
Okay.
And the third one is going to be at Raffles City Basement. They have a green corner, so you can also drop your unwanted textile in the bin at the Raffles City Basement too. So the list of where you can donate will be available at NEA website as well.
So where do they all go? What will happen to them?
Oh, they will then go to my recycler and he will sort into 500 categories to make sure nothing goes to waste. So recently, my recycler just visited Singapore to catch up with us. He brought 2 denim rugs made of denim that are not wearable. And he also came out with a mat that is made from clothes that cannot be rewear again. They are chopped up into a so-called a garden mat that can sequester CO2.
That's fascinating.
It's crazy.
So, so many ways to declutter our wardrobe sustainably, Jasmine. But I must admit, while getting ready for this interview, I was motivated and I took down an inventory of my wardrobe and I was super shocked with the number of items I have. Felt really bad that even with all this, I often found myself saying, I have nothing to wear.
Right.
You know what I mean? So help me out here for anyone like me who are tired of rummaging through clutter and feeling overwhelmed by all this stuff in their wardrobe. Where is the best place to start?
Take them out for a swap. If not, you can drop them at the Cloop recycling bin because my recycler will sort them into 500 categories. He's also aware that certain country might not be able to wear clothes like what I'm wearing. The conservative country, for example. He will even sort into styles that are appropriate for the country to resale and rebuy them and rewear them. The best form of recycling is actually to use the product again, to use them, wear them. That's why our fashion swap is really the main focus. We really want to rehome the good clothes for people to wear them again, be it 1 year, 5 years.
It's so heartening to hear you are dedicating your time, your energy to promote reduction of fashion overconsumption and waste. But let's face it, Jazz, the reality is that it's a fight against a massive multi-billion-dollar fashion industry. And it's so easy to question whether all your efforts will make a difference or even move a needle. When you have self-doubt, what keeps you going?
I think this is so fun for me, to be honest. Although I must confess, I see clothes more than I see people. So I try to balance my lifestyle too. Before, when I was doing full-time with Zero Waste SG, our weekends and our public holiday and after work hours, we are doing Cloop, me and my partner. That's why August, we decided to just go full-time. So we tendered our resignation and we went full-time with Cloop now. And I think this is the best because we are doing stuff that we love and we believe that it will move the needle a little bit, maybe not a lot, but this is at least something we can do in this decade before the change will be too late.
Wow. What's next on your mission to fight fashion waste? Any expansion plans?
I don't use the word fight. I want to use the word love.
Okay, that sounds much better.
I just want to spread the love of just enjoying fashion in the most kind way that we found, which is through swapping. So like you say, how can we convert people? We're not here to convert people. We are here to show you that it can be fun again, fashion. But today when you hear about fashion, it's a bit dirty, this word, especially with fast fashion and ultra fast fashion. It's just an industry built on exploitation, not just to the resources of our planet, but also to people making our clothes. But is that fashionable at all? No, that's not. That is just dirty, So we want to make fashion fun again and sustainable again by just either slowing down, and even if you are still a fashion addict, just come swap because it's guilt-free.
All right, sounds like a plan, Jasmine. Well, thank you so much for joining me today and sharing your stories and valuable tips with us. Hopefully, our listeners will find them useful in making conscious fashion choices going forward and help get off that fashion treadmill we were just talking about.
Thank you for having me, and make swapping your new shopping.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you so much, Jazz.
Thank you.
But thanks to all of you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Do remember to subscribe and like this podcast so you know when a new episode drops. You can find CNA's climate and sustainability coverage online at cna.asia. The team behind this podcast is Jacqueline Chan, Daniel Lee, and Crispina Robert. And I'm Julie Yoo, signing off.